Welcome back, dear air acolytes, to... Oh dear, what has happened to our beautiful logo? It must have gone because, Lin, took it or something. There it is. I've bent it back. I am a logo bender. Welcome to, Breaking Wind, a Last Airbender podcast. I am Jason Roy Gaston, and with me, as always, breaking his cherry on the universe of Avatar: The Last Airbender, VHSJase. Welcome, sir. We're going to, as you said, we are going to see how Lin got her groove back with Old Wounds from Book 3.
Yeah, she has surpassed that she needs to deal with in this episode.
She definitely has issues, but thankfully, this is an animated series, and so years of trauma are dealt with in 30 minutes or less. So I'm going to once again marvel at the fact that so little can actually happen in an episode of Korra, and yet it feels like a lot does, even though very little does happen.
That's true. That's true. But
so
it's still significant. Yeah.
Yeah. So we basically start out with Opal. She is, of course, the Airbender who has been born into Lin Beifong's family. She wants to. She's being told she needs to train in Zaofu, the metalbending city, and she secretly yearns to go to the Northern Air Temple with Tenzin and the other future hostages, because we all know that's where it's going.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
That's where it's going. And of course, our boy Bolin is like in love with her, because we can't go 3 episodes without some kind of freaking love story on this show.
Is he in love with her though? Really?
I think he's got the hots for her. Yeah, he's definitely got a little stirring in his groin.
These Hollywood types.
He's doing a little loin bending, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, these actor types. That's what happens.
I know.
Can't keep it in their pants.
Meanwhile, Lin is like yelling at people that don't even work for her, and so the Truth Finder walks up to her and is like, "Babe, you gotta relax.
Dude, chill.
You gotta chill the F out. You don't work here, and you're throwing off everybody's vibes. We've had some complaints. We've had 4 complaints submitted in writing, and somebody's getting ready to sue you. So listen, we're gonna send you to an acupuncturist." And okay, is it bad to say that this episode gives me the willies more than anything else does? Because I see those needles going into Lin's face, and the whole time I'm just going, "Oh, I can't do it. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm not scared of needles. It's just something about a bunch of needles all at once that just weirds me out." And I know a lot of people believe in acupuncture. I think that, you know what? It's probably very helpful in many cases. I don't think I can do it. You're not gonna. No. I'm just afraid that I'll roll off the bed and land on my face, and then they're all gonna go into my body, and then I'm gonna crap myself and turn into a puddle of Jello.
I don't know if I'm sure they do it both sides, but I always thought mostly you're on your stomach and they do it on your back. But
I have no idea. I've never had
in Avatar world. It sounds way more interesting to have it. Seeing the needles come close to your face. Yeah, it must be.
Okay, I could just see myself in that scene, the needles getting closer, and I'm going. Aah!
That's the one thing about the show we don't talk about a lot. It has a very dark sense of humor. The show.
It really does. There is something funny about the idea of a metal bending acupuncturist just sending the needles down into somebody's body, not one at a time like a merciful acupuncturist does, but all at once. So she said, "When are you gonna get started?"
And then he said, "We need more.
We need more needles." There's so much humor in this episode. Oh, you remember these guys exist, right? Yeah, they felt like they had to remind us that they exist, but that doesn't matter.
Not in this episode.
So Lin goes in to get her acupuncturist done, and somehow or another, that needle going into her third eye unlocks a memory. It's a memory of trauma. A memory of her crap sister, which I know Lin is not the nicest person in the world, but her sister's literally the worst person in the world at this point. Yeah, she's hanging out with criminals. She's thinking, "My mama, get away from me." Well, we don't know where our mother is right now, okay? We haven't seen her in 3 months. But yeah, she's Sue is going down the wrong path, and Lin is trying to put her on the right path. you gross sisterly love, get away from me.
I'm smiling because I'm thinking the day Avatar shows a normal functioning family will be the day that I will be surprised. Because it's honest though. It's honest. That's why I love it. It's
quite sadly, the most balanced family that we see on Avatar belongs to the two groups of people who shouldn't have them, and that is of course Tenzin and Pema. They've got a semi-normal family, and then Bolin and Mako, their family. I mean, they are each other's family. They're both pretty, even keeled as far as family goes. And then they meet their big extended family, and they're pretty normal. So something about being an Avatar or in the
I would argue
of
that
Team Avatar just completely.
Tenzin, he's on a journey of confidence.
Yes, he is.
So you know what I mean? He's not exactly perfect either because he's dealing with a lot of the. I think he's got lifelong trauma not being able to live up to his father.
He's definitely got some generational trauma. Most definitely.
Yeah, definitely. So, there you go.
Let's go back to sisterly trauma because
give me more sisterly trauma.
I love the fact that this flashback, the cars are like 1910 cars. I love it so much. But anyway, Lin, police officer Lin is in a high-speed chase, and I guess these cars going like 20 miles an hour down the street is a high-speed chase in those days. But it turns out that the robbers that she's tracked down, the getaway car is being driven by her sister. The worst. Should have thrown her in jail. There is a almost meaningless side plot. I really think that they were just trying to pad out time where Lin leaves and she's sick. And there was that funny moment where she like metal bends all the needles out of her, and the guy gets up and he's like, "No, you have to stay or you'll be very sick." And he has like needles sticking out the back of his head.
Back of his head.
And I think the fact that was so understated was what made it so funny because I had never noticed it before until this rewatch, and I was like, "Oh, that's funny." So Lin goes, she's just like, "No, leave me alone. I gotta go deal with my trauma the way I usually do with heavy drinking and yelling at people." Meanwhile, Korra becomes the first metal bending avatar.
Yep, of course.
Yep. So she becomes and Bolin
making a bunch of ashtrays and
Bolin wants to learn metal bending, but he's just like scared to ask, and so it takes Opal giving him confidence and him giving Opal confidence to tell her parents that she doesn't want to live. She doesn't want to live in Zaofu. She wants to go to the Northern Air Temple and become a future hostage.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You remember these guys exist, right? Okay, we remember. Let's move on.
Let's move on.
That was pretty cool. I love Sparky Boom Woman.
Yeah, she looks rad there.
She looks amazing. And I'm sorry, once these guys, everybody got a haircut except for, the lava bender. He still looks like Chong from Cheech and Chong.
Yeah, man, but if you had that hair, why would you let anyone touch a single hair on your head?
I regret what I did. I'm just saying. I regret it. I regret it a lot. I miss my hair. I miss my luxurious locks.
I wish I could regret losing hair, but
yeah, no,
I don't.
Something I could. Well, I enjoyed doing these podcasts with you whenever I had that long hair because I could just go like dye a little bit on the inside.
In reality, I have not let my hair grow in 30 years. I wonder if it. No.
Hey, you know what? Try it. Who knows? You might look like Bobcat Goldthwait back in the 90s. Where it was kind of like.
I think it'd be more like Krusty the Clown. That's what it looked like.
Bobcat Goldthwait said one time he looked like a disjointed, mentally ill Benjamin Franklin at one point. So yeah, I'm all for that. Okay, so anyway, Lin goes back to the acupuncturist. It's the whole thing is just basically, I'm gonna leave. I don't like it here. And then later she comes back and says, "What did you do to me?" And he's
okay, maybe I was wrong.
Told you. What the heck?
You'll be very sick.
So she goes back to this and she remembers trying to arrest her sister using her metal bending to send a wire to go tie her sister up, but her sister cuts it and sends the recoil back at Lin, and it smacks her right in the face.
Dun, dun, dun. We get a reveal.
With an old
wound.
Hey, kids, do you like Toph? Would you like to see Toph be just the most corrupt person ever? I'm so glad you asked, because here's Toph being the most corrupt government official ever.
Wow.
And I would say I'm disappointed, but quite frankly,
it's kind of
I'm not, because I mean, it's Toph.
Yeah, it's tough.
I believe. Who let her be in charge of the police anyway?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I'm sorry. Toph is basically a more mature version of Milo, and apparently she's done very little growth since then because
No.
she tells her daughters, she's like, okay, I'm the police chief, and you cannot be put in jail because I'm the police chief and you're my daughter. So we're gonna just like burn this file and pretend like it never happened. And that's the last. I think that's the last we see of Toph is that of her being just this absolutely
Being a
corrupt government
corrupt
official.
officer of the law. Yeah, great.
But again, it's Toph. I mean, she looks great. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, she does. She looks great.
She still has that whole, loose.
I would be down for a procedural show based on her being the chief of police, like a Law and Order style show.
Based
Maybe
on this episode, based on this
Toph.
episode, the procedure will go like this. It appears someone's been murdered. I'm late for lunch. Find a brown person and lock him up. Toph.
Credits.
Toph on crime.
As long as there's a dun dun at some point
dun, dun.
in there, a Law and Order dun dun, and then I'm good.
Yeah. Sokka can show up every now and then. Hi, Toph. Leave my office or I'm arresting you. Okay. I'm a chief now. So am I. Go away. Chief of the police. You remember these guys? Oh, never mind. Hold on. That was the wrong title card.
Yep.
Okay. So anyway, Lin decides that she's going to go kick the crap out of her sister.
Yeah, like wow.
Yeah, it's just like you've had this coming for a very long time, and I love this exchange because you are never on Lin's side, even though Lin has been wronged by her sister.
Yeah,
the way that her sister talks to her and says, "I am not the person that I was all those years ago. I have changed. I have tried to grow. I've tried to make amends. You're still the same bitter old crow you were all those years ago."
Ooh, truth bombs. Truth bombs.
You know what? She ain't wrong. And then Lin just kind of falls down.
Like, I am pathetic.
I'm losing. I better. Oh no, I feel faint. And then we just delve right into the Twilight Zone. But it's kind of fun, and I like it. I dig it because trauma is dealt with in 30 minutes or less in this world. So yeah, Lin just basically goes to sleep for like 3 days.
I remember you.
Yeah. Oh, hey, yeah. You guys remember Mako, right? The guy that used to be on the show. But yeah, Lin goes to sleep for a couple of days, and then she wakes up, and it's like, there is no war in Ba Sing Se.
She feels amazing. Look at like so rested.
Like, good morning. I've had rest. I haven't rested in 18 years.
That's it.
But what
I
liked about
so full, so fulfilled.
What I liked about it though is that there was the shock of seeing her not be angry for a few minutes.
Yeah.
When we see her again, she's still Lin. It's not like a complete personality switch. Whenever that person puts that drink in front of her, she goes, "What is this?" And it's Lin. And then she drinks, goes, "It's not bad." It's still Lin. She's just not quite as burdened.
I from this episode, I pretty well formed the opinion that she's a self-sabotager.
She is. She is.
That's one of her weaknesses. She makes her own problems.
Yes, but she's going to go clean up her problems now because she talks to Opal and she apologizes for being Lin, and she actually talks Opal into, you know what? Follow your own course. Make yourself happy.
Yeah.
Go to the Northern Air Temple. Tell your mom that's what you want. That's what Lin does. That's what Opal does. She goes to her mom and says, "Hey, I want to go be a hostage in the future," because we all know that's where this is going. And then we get a wonderful scene where the two sisters, they don't really
It is a nice scene.
They don't really reconcile, but they don't really like hate each other anymore. And I love
they're kind of at to peace. Yeah.
I love the whole bit about, well, do you think maybe you can come down ever regularly? Because the kids would like to meet their aunt. How about we just promise that next time I'm here, I don't try to kick the crap out of you?
That's good enough you're going to get. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I really like that. And then, of course, you guys remember this guy, right? Yeah. He's still in the episode, and he knows where Korra is. She's the metalbenders.
Yeah.
episode. So yeah, not a lot happens, but at the same time, a lot happens, and
Yeah, a lot happens for a featured character of this show, absolutely.
I,
But
I I like that we got a Lin featured episode. Now, I will say I do think that some of the episode was a tad redundant. Like they had a story and it didn't quite run long enough, and so they had the bit where she walks out mid therapy and then has to come back, which I thought was super unnecessary and didn't really
yeah,
advance the plot at all. It just gave us a
no.
break, and it's like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we stabbed this guy with his own needles? But overall, I thought it was a really good episode. Good character piece.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's a bad episode at all. It's, to lack of a better term, a filler episode that at least some of the filling was a little bit substantial. So yeah, rock and roll.
Yeah, no problem with it whatsoever. Thumbs up. I enjoy it.
I mean, it's definitely not going to make your top 10 of great episodes.
No.
It's definitely not. But man, even at its worst, it's still great. So
I mean, it's definitely not like Tron disc, cringe, but it's definitely.
it's nowhere near that. Oh, no, I don't.
It's a quiet
No.
episode, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with doing a little quiet introspection every now and again.
I think it's important for the flow of the show that you do have those episodes, and we do. Episodes this kind of episode may not feel super substantial in it, but over the whole season of the show, this becomes an important part, right? Because this is character development.
And I will say, I know I made jokes about therapy on the show takes 30 minutes or less and it gets rid of all your trauma. It doesn't. They still have trauma. They still have issues. Lin is still Lin.
Yeah.
But it is cool to see a character at least make strides. And that's what Lin does in this episode. I think
they're trying to grow. But again, these writers don't deal with absolutes. They don't deal with, well, if she goes through, she goes get acupuncture, therefore she's fixed. No, we don't do this in the show. And I love the lack of absolution in this show because life isn't about absolutes. It's complex. There are nuances.
Complex, and it's ugly, and it's terrible, and it's just, we know where.
But it also has
she's with the Metal Clan. How do you know she's with the Metal Clan? How do you know that she's with the Metal Clan?
I'm look, he scares the crap out of me, that guy. I'm sorry to use that language, but I'm apprehensive because I know I'm going to have to see him succeed at some point before he fails. But I just think this guy is going to do permanent damage in some way, form, or another. That's my gut instinct. Like damage that he does in this season probably will reverberate for the rest of the series. Could be wrong, and I often am.
Not wrong. The events of the season do send Korra down on probably her darkest path ever, and we're talking like after this season. Like she goes to an extremely dark place.
You don't have a character like that villain unless he does real damage, real damage. Yeah, really it would be that's when you would lose me on a show like this. If you set up such a character and we don't get him to deliver the potential of that character, that's what usually loses me in a show. So but I'm in safe hands. Like I didn't even have to question that in my mind. Like we're in safe hands.
Yeah. Aside from maybe Amon, all of the villains on Korra do leave some kind of lasting impact.
Yeah.
Unalaq left the spirit world open.
Yeah. Oh, we're dealing with the effects of that. Yeah.
Zahir, he leaves his own scars. And then, the one in the 4th season also causes a bit of mayhem that sticks around. And honestly, I think that's one thing I regret about Amon is that he does not have any lasting after effects. He's just kind of gone and nobody ever thinks of him anymore. But the ghosts of all of the other villains, they stick around even long after they're gone.
Is he the lack of a better term, is he the Phantom Menace of the series in the true sense of what the meaning of that term means? Means he is the distraction from what really is going on in a bigger picture. So he's a side villain in a way.
Maybe so.
Who knows? What I do know, I'm loving it.
Awesome. And only one way to find out, and that is continue watching Breaking Wind, a Last Airbender podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to become a supporter of this nonsense, please visit the YouTube video description below. Click on the link to get to our Patreon. You can support us for $5 a month or more.
Woot, woot.
Or you can become
Preferably
a
more.
yes, a lot more, please. We need more Patreons. Or you can
Lots
become a
of
YouTube
zeros.
channel member and get this crap early and resolve all your own personal trauma in 30 minutes or less. Right here on Breaking Wind, a Last Airbender